Welcome to my little party in your honor, Leroy. Alright. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Yibo sawubona yaya. Mom, shalom. I'm trying to put my paperwork together. All right, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday. What chapter is this? Chapter 9. Happy Wednesday. It is March the 16th, 2022. We are on day 57 of year 4 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count, day 1075. 1075. Adjust this. Y'all can't see the top of my head over here on Facebook. Hold on. All right, so today, y'all, we're gonna continue reading in the complete Annunaki Bible in chapter M.1-9, picking up at tablet 5, and we may read like tablet 6 too. Depends. This one we might just read that. Tablet 5 is, we might only be able to read tablet 5. Because tablet 5 is like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, we might just read tablet 5 today because it's so long. And then we're going to hop over my big toe and probably finish up chapter 29 on page 243. All right, y'all. All right, so let's get started. Lisa, what you just sent me? I ain't going to be able to see it after we're done. Jen, good morning. All right. Father, we thank you for another day. We about to get started. Lead us and guide us into all truth as always. Hallelujah. All right, y'all. Tablet 5 on page 217. And it still has this other language with the English translation. Remember, I'm skipping over the language, for the sake of time. And I'm just going to read the translation of it, but feel free to go through and read the original language, right? Okay. My enchanter and my enchantress. Remember, this is let me go back and read the title of this particular tablet. This is a part of tablet M, the book of Maklu and the Maklu ritual. And within here is the Maklu tablet series, which is a bunch of different tablets within this tablet. And it's what we would call a lot of this the words and the incantations. These are like to exorcise or to banish what Christianity would call demons or whatever, right? Remember, they're doing the same thing, they just call it different things. Zoe the Swabu, Auntie Belinda Brown, Grand Rising. Shalom. Okay. My enchanter and my enchantress sit in the shade of a stoop made of clay bricks. She sits doing tricks, fashioning images of me. I send you time and sesame. And in brackets, it says literally sunflower. Your sorcery is anathema to me. Your words fall back into your mouth. The tricks you turn now turn against you. The images you made of me, may they now resemble you. The waters of mine you siphon are your own. Your magic spell does not come close to me. Your word cannot reach where I stand. By the incantation of Enki, Samas, and Marduk, and among them, the Lady of the Gods, Belit. Who has tried to commit the unthinkable? Who has ever bewitched heaven or performed magic against the earth, against the Era, Nergal, the great gods? Who has ever cast magic upon these or spoken evil words against them? Just as the unthinkable cannot be done, neither can magic be done against heaven or earth. And so, as the daughter of the great gods, magic, sorcery, baneful spells do not come close. So too should magic, sorcery, baneful spells not come close to me. Unanu, Unana, Unanu, Unana, you who is fated are decisions. In front of Nusku and Gira, my image is placed. Come forth and attack. Rage on. Avenge me. Attack. When you tear off the feet of my sorcerer and my sorceress, stamp your own feet down. May the sorceress, be dragged before the judge. May her judge roar like a lion at her. May he strike her face and cause her words to turn back into her mouth. Of the sorceress and greater sorceress, like mint, may her magic sting her. Like saffron, may her magic scratch at her. Like mustard, may her magic penetrate her. Like the weed curziar, may her magic bind her up. Like cassia, may her magic tie them up. Like thyme, may her magic bind them up. But the seasoning thyme, like Thyme. Like time, may her magic bind them up. Like alum, may her magic cover them up. Like pumpkin vine, may her magic strangle them up. Like a say for Tida, whatever that is. I don't know what that is, y'all. May their lips swell up. Of the sorceress and the greater sorceress, may the street and pathway give out around them. May the room and chair give out beneath them. May the God of the desert and city fall upon them. May someone chase the sorceress about like a dog with a stick, or like a serpent on the earth, like a chase through a sheep path pass over them, like a donkey's feet when crossing. That probably should have been, hold on. It says like a, but that's bad English. Like donkey's feet when crossing the street, may someone look upon them. Or the sorceress and greater sorceress, may their crowns fall among dogs. May dogs dance about with their headbands, and may the axe dance down upon them. Like a gazelle having a bowel movement, may their breath be taken away. What is your name, sorceress, sorcerer, who has worked your spell unceasingly for 3 months plus 10.5 days? I raise up the pride of the mountains, time and the prepared foods of the earth. And this time is like the seasoning time. Trina, hey girl, hey Rita. Good morning. Time and the prepared foods of the earth, acorns and pine cones, that which is full of seed. Yes, my sorcerer and sorceress, I know thee. Come, break their knots, turn their spells into storm, their words to wind. May their deceit be blown away as dust, peeled away like layers of garlic onion, beaten to a pulp like date fruit, and scattered like acorn seeds. By the decree of Ishtar, Tammuz, Nanaya, the queen of divine love, and the Canisura, the mistress of sorceresses. The hate conjured in your magic, you conjure it against yourself. The murder you have conjured against yourself. The chaos you have conjured against yourself. The disease you have conjured against yourself. The kushanga you have conjured against yourself. The calamity you have conjured against yourself. The evil Utuku daemon that you have allowed to seize me, may the evil Utuku seize you. The evil Alu daemon that you allowed to seize me, may the evil allow seize you. The evil spirit that you allowed to seize me, may the evil spirit seize you. The evil gallows spirit that you allowed to seize me, may the evil gallows spirit seize you. The evil God that you allowed to seize me, may the evil God seize you. The evil Rabisu watcher that you have allowed to seize me, may the evil Rabisu seize you. Lamatsu, Labasu, those you allowed to seize me, may Lamatsu and Labasu seize you. Lilitu, those nightmares you allowed to seize me, may Lilitu, and those nightmares seize you. You seek to destroy me by covenants and magic words. May your life end by the covenant. May your life end by those covenants and magic words. The wrath of God, King and judges, you have suffered me. May the wrath of God, King and judges, cause you suffering, pain, famine, breaking of the body, uncontrolled trembling, fear and depression. All these you have planned for me. May pain, famine, body breaking, uncontrolled trembling, fear and depression, and all such be planned for you. I have burned you with pure sulfur and salt from the west. I have siphoned away your breath to paint the sky. Your plans for me have turned against you. Whoever you are, my sorcerer, my sorceress, you who blow like the south wind on the 15th day, you whose storm cloud has gathered for 9 days, whose rain showers have fallen for a year, you who has conjured clouds to stand over me, I rise up to fight you like the shredder of the heavens, the north wind. I scatter your clouds to the wind and destroy your storms. I scatter the witchcraft you brought unceasingly against me, both night and day, and against the accessories and the accessories, emissaries of your evil that you unceasingly sent to fight me. And then it has in Saruah la ni, Sarua la ni. Al Lalu. Then it says unreadable text in the next 26 lines. And it goes to those 26 lines. It still lists them, but they weren't able to translate them. Then it picks back up. Evil warlock, wicked witch, evil sorcerer and sorceress, you whose heart has conjured evil, who have sought out the evil magic, who has bound my lefts with evil incantations to break my spell and turn your enchantment. I have turned toward the word of Enki and Marduk, Asaralidu and Gira. In water springs, I have brought peace to your heart. I have soothed your upset liver. I have dispelled your quick anger. I have confounded your mind. I have destroyed your plans. I have burned your spells. I have numbered the days of your life. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers will not pass. I'm sorry. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers you will not pass. The moat and aqueduct you will not pass. The inner and outer walls you will not climb. Okay, I saw some popping up. Ali, Shalom. The gate or entry to the place you will not pass. Your spells will not approach me. Your word cannot reach where I stand. By the decree of Enki, Samas, Marduk, and the supreme mistress of the gods. Fierce, raging, ferocious, overbearing, violent, Evil are you. Who but Inky can calm you? Who but Marduk, a Salah, a Sal, a Salalu? Hi, I probably pronounced that wrong. Who but Marduk, a Salaluhai, can cool you down? Inky, may he calm you. Marduk, Asaluhai, may he cool you down. Water is my mouth. Fire is your mouth. May my mouth extinguish your mouth. May the curse of my mouth extinguish the curse of your mouth. May my desired plans extinguish your desired plans. I have taken my enemy down in front of Gira. I have killed my enemy by the sacred word. All of this in front of the mighty Gira I have done. Y'all should know by now what Gira is. Gira is the fires of God, right? Okay. Scatter, flow, and drift away from here. May your words float away to the sky. May the sun extinguish the radiance of your ashes. May your spy be slain by Marduk, the son of Enki, the magician. May the mountain cover you. May the mountain hold you back. May the mountain calm you down. May the mountain overpower you. May the mountain swallow you up. May the mountain pass reject you. May the mountain pass reject you. May the mountain cliff kill you. May the mountain wasteland make you thin. May the mighty mountain avalanche fall upon you. Indeed, you shall be shaken from my body. Go away, be gone, stay away, flee, flee, get off, go away, stay away, be gone. That might be our title for the day. Because this is repetitive, ain't it? Like, get out of here. How many times can I say it? But he got so many ways to say it. Get off, go away, stay away, be gone. Your evil spell, like smoke, may it rise ever skyward into nothing. From my body, keep off. From my body, be gone. From my body, depart. From my body, flee. From my body, get off. From my body, go away. From my body, turn away. My body, do not approach. My body, do not come near. My body, do not touch. By the breath of Samas, radiant one, you are commanded. By the breath of Enki, Lord of the deep, you are commanded. By the breath of Marduk, Asaluhai, magician of the gods, you are commanded. By the breath of Gira, your executioner, you are commanded. Indeed, you shall be kept from my body. And then it says, the first line of the next tablet in the series, in Enlil, Ka Kadi E Panu Panua Umu. Tapu 5 Kam Maklu. Here ends the fifth tablet of the Maklu. Where we at? So about 18 minutes to read that. Well, probably more like 15 because we talked for like 3. Okay, tablet 6. Enlil is my head, the face that meets the day. And it all of this through here, y'all. It has this other language. I'm just reading the translation of it. Enlil is my head, the face that meets the day. Uras, the perfect God, is my protecting face. My neck, the necklace of Ninlil. My arms, the crescent swords of Nanasin. My fingers become tamarisk of Anu. My bones become the Ijiji. They do not allow sorcery to penetrate my body. Lugalindina and Latark are my chest. My knees, Murah, my feet, which carry me, are each Lamu. What is your name, evil God, you whom my sorcerer and sorceress have conjured to kill me? When you arise, do not move. When you are asleep, do not awaken. May your words become a bitter apple for God and King. I sat at my door, mighty Gura, avenger of Anu and the messenger of the gods, Nabu, Pa Sukal. Let me read that again. Okay. I sat at my door, mighty Gura, Lugal Gira, avenger of Anu, and the messenger of gods. Nabu, Papsukal also. They may kill my sorcerer and sorceress. They may turn their words back in their mouth. Then it has some more fragmented text. Hold on, y'all. They got that extremely loud. Hold on 1 second. I'm about to scream. Dang. Can you tell them to let that down up there? I can hear that screaming. Thanks. Look, we did try to fix my rickety chair yesterday. Finally flipped it over and possibly add some more screws and realized that it's not screws that's missing. It's a bar that was under there, right? Now, I remember about 2 weeks ago, how long my chair been squeaking? About 2, maybe 3 weeks. Now I remember this bar that I picked up off the floor. I'm like, what is this? It looked like it was broken off of something, and I couldn't tell what it was from, and I threw it away. It possibly could have been clicked back into the bottom of this chair, but now I gotta throw it away. So excuse the squeaking chair. I'm gonna get another one. I got other ones sitting over here, but I don't like how it make my back feel. So I just All right, back to the reading. Chicory, and it has a reference number 76. Chicory. The chicory is a usually. I'm sorry. The chicory is a usually. Yeah, that's wrong. They got too many A's in here. The chicory is usually a bright blue hue, rarely found in nature. Though it may also be white or pinkish, it has both dietary and medicinal properties for indigenous cultures, usually from its root, and became prized as a coffee additive once the popularity of bean drinks rose during the Middle Ages. That's chicory. Okay. Chicory from the brilliant divine mountains, small terhu, vessels of the priestess, small pine cones of Hirodul, Quas Dati, Quasdati, come, of my sorcerer and sorceress, break their charged knots, turn their magic wild on them, turn their words into wind. May their sorcery be blown away on them like granules. May their sorceries make them black like ash. May their spells break apart over the wall. May the heart of my sorceress be melted away. Chicory from the brilliant divine mountains, small terhu vessel of the priestess, small pine cones of the Hirodul, Quasdati, come, of my sorcerer and sorceress, break their charged knots, and everything you have bewitched we turn into wind. My sorceress, my nightmare, you have not given up your confounding. Why does smoke still rise from your house? I am sending you my evil spell. I destroy your deceit. I destroy your mouth. In front of Ningirsu in the mountains, a divine song of victory was raised. In front of everyone, it raised up and cut tamarisk. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it's not saying like in a curse word. It's just okay. It's the word damn, right? Like you're damning somebody to hell. Okay, caught me off guard. Hold on. Okay, damn the sorceress who gathers stone images against. Then it has blank, so you would name that person son of, and then you name that person who they're the son of, and prepare evil sorcery. I blow on you like the cold north wind on the cold north wind and piercing west wind. I destroy the clouds of your enchantment and clear away your bad weather. And I turn everything you have bewitched into wind. And then it has some more of the language. And it doesn't say that it couldn't be translated this time. It just has it there without the translation. And then it picks back up. You who conjures all types of magic, what you have bewitched, me and my image, chicory from the mountain will break your knots. May the wind blow away what is left and right of you. I am pure sulfur. I am born of the daughter of the heavens. Anu created me. Enki and Enlil brought me down to this planet. And then it says unreadable text in the next 8 lines, and it goes through and picks back up. Pure sulfur, weed. I am the pure weed. My sorcerer is wise in the ways of the deep. Usually given in brackets, it says, usually given as sea or ocean. So it would, in some translations of it, it says, my sorcerer is wise in the ways of the sea or the ocean. But right here, they translated it into the deep. My sorcerer is wise in the ways of the deep. My sorceress is born of the daughter of the sky god Anu. Although they have bewitched me, they have not overwhelmed me. Since they have conjured sorcery and evil magic, make them rise like a fish in my pond, like a pig in my sty, like a matacal weed in my fields, like the reed grass on the riverbank, like a seed of the black tree on the shoreline. In all these, where my divine support exists, where my divine support exists, may you be emptied out on the ground. You who have shook your head at me, the God is my head, the sulfur is my image. My feet are the river in whose depths no one knows. The and hula plant is my mouth. The sea of distant Tiamat is my hand. Then it has unreadable text and goes down, and then it picks back up. You are the salt that was formed in a pure place, a meal for the great gods. You have been faded by Enlil. Without you, there is no meal in the Eker. Without you, God, King, and Master cannot smell the incense. I, then it's a space for the name, son of, and it's a space for the name of whose son you are. I, son of, have beheld the sorcery, allowed the baneful plot to fester, break the spells, salt, dissolve the sorceries, remove the baneful plan from me, like unto my Creator. I will be free to give adoration. I laugh at you, my sorceress, medicine man who has lit the fires for one side, but sends her watcher to both sides. I know, I have strong conviction. I have set a watcher in my house, at my gate, a protector. I have enchanted a scarf to wrap around my bed. I have sprinkled asafoetida at the head of my bed, so the strong asafoetida fragrance will end all of your sorceries. What you looking at? Then it has the language without it being translated, and then it picks for a few lines, and then it picks back up. My sorceress, evil informant, I laugh at you. You who blows back and forth over the lands, you who crosses back and forth over the mountains. I know, and I have a firm conviction. In my house, I have stationed a watcher. At the gate, I have put a protector. At the right of my gate and the left of my gate, I have set Lugo Gira and Mesalam Tea. May these guardian gods burst the insides of the ones who steals reason. May they kill the sorceress that I may live. And that is it. Well, it's not the end. It goes on with the language not being translated for a few more lines. Then it says unreadable text. Then it says it riti demanzaad, the first line on the next tablet in the series. Tapu 6 kam maklu. Here ends the sixth tablet of the maklu. And here is where we will end at for today, because we are right at the 30-minute mark. We're 29 or some change, but we're going to pause right here. Shayla, great rising. Hey, girl, hey. All right, y'all. So now let's hop on over here. We almost done with that, y'all. We're absolutely almost done. I got to figure out which one. We'll probably be done with this. I'd say max maybe 2 weeks. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I got to get on it and see which one we're going to read next. I'm not sure. For the biblical portion, if we're going to bring in the OISP or or another Sumerian tablet book with the translation. I'm debating. But definitely after we get finished with my big toe, because we'll probably be finished with my big toe. It's less pages left in my big toe than it is left in here. So depending on if I stick with the time, like 30 minutes and the 30 minutes for the whole hour, we'll probably be done with this in maybe a week, a little over a week. But I definitely already know which one. Great, like the hoodie.
Yeah, my Nike hoodie zipper jacket. Have you seen it?
Well, it was hanging. I hung it on the post of the bed.
No, it ain't on the post. That was Jeremiah Champion hoodie.
Oh, it's not in the in your closet.
Nope. That's cool. That's cool. Don't worry about it. Whatever.
If I see it, I mean, if you still need it, I'll bring it when I come out to the job site. Okay. All right, y'all. But I definitely know after we finish my big toe for the second portion, and some of y'all probably already got it, we're gonna read this the meditation book, right? So it's giving us a little bit more detail. I mean, not as much detail as this, but it gives us it'll give us a lot more detail from another aspect on how it was being done in ancient Egypt, all right? And we want to correct some of the teachings that we just get willy-nilly from movies and people who really haven't studied meditation and haven't actually put it into practice, right? It's by Dr. Muata Ashby. So if you haven't got it, I ain't saying you got to get it because we're gonna read it. But here it is. You can get it off Amazon. I think I paid like $14 for it. So that's the next one if you want to get it to follow along or have, but it's really, really good. I really like Dr. Muata Ashby because he is very well learned. Like all of his entire library is the breakdown of everything about Egypt, the people, their ways, spirituality, everything. And he just brings. You found it? Okay. And it just makes everything seem a lot clearer. It's his teaching style is absolutely amazing. It really is. At least to me, I can learn from him real good. That's what helped me iron out a lot of stuff that we've been given misteachings about, especially some of the symbols. Don't. Yes, you. Yes, great teacher.
Oh, yeah,
you.
I've taught you for 20,
right.
21.
Especially what they call the Eye of Horus, right? You might not you take that into the church if you want to. You likely to get they likely to cast the devil out of you because they don't understand what that represents, right? It represents the pineal gland, right? They draw out everything. All the symbols are literally symbols of the body, inside of the body, and a lot of them are inside of the head, inside of the brain, because they actually taught it the right way to where when it translates it over here, it's now everybody's secretive about it, but it's really all about your body, how it was designed, and how you can tap in to the source of the creator, literally tap in. But they teach you about the body, and when they drew it out, they just kind of made cool symbols, but they also use animals and nature as well, right, for different aspects and things like that. But if you don't have a good teacher to help you teach it, that teaches you from the beginning, or get a good teacher to help you straighten all that out and fix some of the erroneous teaching, you don't really get the full benefit from your spiritual walk when you go looking into it. And when you hear Egyptology, it just sends you off. It's the word Egyptology is a trigger word, especially when people come out of the church. So you really have to have a good teacher to teach you about it the right way, right? And now there are some shenanigans that happen in Egypt, just like everywhere. But the ancient Egypt or ancient Kemet, they taught the truth of the body and the relation of our bodies to this earth, this world, and to the creator, the source of creation, and how our bodies literally can tap into the source of creation, and how to walk through the process of waking up what they call the mummy, right? Or the flesh. Our flesh is the mummy until you activate it and you feed it appropriately and you rest it, all of those things, right? Until you really know that you really don't get the full benefit from your spiritual life like you could. So I wanted to read this to y'all from their perspective and how they taught it in the ancient days, right? So I'm really excited to get to that, right? So don't freak out on me, don't tap out on me when we get over here, y'all. Don't leave class early. Just see the matter through, right? Take the information, look it up yourself, research it, right? And with us doing the gateway process, if you're not doing, if you doing meditation daily or devotional time, if you're actually doing it and practicing, tapping into the source of the creator, you will be able to see the truth that is all through those pages and not just this book. You'll be able to see truth. You'll be able to pull truth from the dirtiest and muddiest of places, right? That's why Egypt had you will see different human figures with the ibis bird head. It wasn't that they were splicing humans with animals. That was a representation of the type of wisdom that that particular person or that god or goddess had. It was a man's body with a bird ibis head. And you look up the ibis bird, what does it do, right? But it represented the ibis head in Egypt, ancient Egypt, all in the hieroglyphs. So you can see it. Is it a picture? Let me see. It represented, first of all, if you had an ibis head, you not new to the game, right? You got to go through some training, because having an ibis head with that long beak represent the ibis bird who was able to stick its beak down in the muddiest of waters and mud and stuff and find the tidbits of life that was down there for it to eat, right? It took its long beak and dug it into muddy places, dirty water, and it was able to find its food to eat, right? You're able to decipher what we call good from evil, right? You're able to decipher what we call good from bad. And it was able to find those pieces of life when other people like, no, that's a muddy pond. I ain't even going over there. That's like me going into some of the dark places, pulling out information that I know they got hiding over there, right? And they got to hide it in what they label the occult section. I know it's wisdom over there, right? But you can't send a baby in there. You really have to grow a little to be able to go in there and come out unscathed. Go in there to get what you need, what you know you need, and get out of there, right? You don't take in everything that they got in there, because everything is not good. Everything is really not good over there. But there is truth that can be found over there. I'm trying to find this ibis head, y'all. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Hold on. I know they got. Hold on. What video? Oh. uh, they got a whole bunch of symbols. I'm trying to, but just look up ibis, y'all. Ibis bird, ibis bird head, and you will see. It's probably I know it's in here. It's in all of them. I'm just trying to find a page where the picture ain't so small, because they got smaller ones. But anyway, just look it up. Matter of fact, when we get done, I'll put an ibis bird. Matter of fact, and it'll tell you about the ibis bird. I'll post it in the community section. Yes. Okay. This is gonna take me forever trying to find a bigger picture. I know I got bigger pictures of it in some of my other books from him. Yes. Is this appropriate for live television?
Yes. Okay, the whole thing with the human, or with the body and the soul or spirit, whichever one. I don't know if they're two things. But anyway, that.
Wait, you lost me. You don't know what is what? What did you just say?
The human,
Uh-huh.
how they were created, and a soul.
Okay.
How was that created with that? With the body, or
so what do you mean when you say soul? When you say soul, are you also referring to spirit?
this part of us that can astral project.
The spirit.
Yeah,
they are two separate things.
Yeah, we down here. Was we just a natural force on the earth that they was able to track with these things?
Yeah.
They're gonna start
Yeah.
with Mary.
I saw the email come
Mid-June.
through.
Same time creative. Somebody got to push back, push forward.
Well, that's when we doing it for creative, right?
Yeah, but I can't do both projects. I can't do BCE and creative at the same
And
time.
we just told them about how we schedule. So
They just came back. So I'm gonna go back. I gotta go talk to Don.
they probably wouldn't have said nothing if we hadn't said nothing yesterday. Now they probably own it because they know who they're gonna get to.
Come on, Jeremiah.
We'll talk about it.
I'll know once you finish. I gotta
Okay.
go to service.
Okay.
All
All right. Let me see. We'll finish this conversation later, Jemima. Get to work. Get out of here, son. All right. All right, babe. All right, y'all. So we.
I think I've done everything until it came very fast. A little too fast. You're not really good at breaking things down.
I told you don't be trying to teach that girl nothing.
But no, it's just like if somebody passed away, I would just say it and come out with it. And
Well, what is it? How is it going to help them if they passing away and if they don't know, if they hadn't already been studying
I don't know
it?
how to break it down.
That's like
you Bro, probably he got hit by a bus. I'm sorry. Like, oh my god, why did you have to break it down like that? I don't know. It's just that's what
Jeremiah. See, Jeremiah be learning stuff without actually fully learning it before he try and go teach his friends, and now they got all kind of questions that he can't answer. That he want to come back and ask me.
I told her the parts that I actually knew, which were the beginning parts, which I learned. Everything else I didn't talk about. I specifically told her I don't know the rest of this book.
Boy, get out of here. Go to work. Kids, get out of here.
You know my proof is gonna.
You're dead about to start. Matter of fact, he ain't gonna beep that horn. You're gonna hear them wheels peel away. Close my door, please. Thank you. All right, y'all. So we paused yesterday before we got to this next little shorter side. So let me go back up. One little paragraph, then we'll go back through it, and I think we'll finish this. Oh yeah, we'll finish this. Okay. Hold on. Now let me go up to. Let me go back 3. They a little small. I just want to make sure this flows together. Okay. I can see that many of the technoids in the reading audience have their hands in the air. If the state change is smooth and continuous in the form of sin, and in brackets it has WT, for example, the smallest practical unit of time can be reduced to the smallest discrete portion of a state change, triangle WT, that AL can consistently and accurately measure or be aware of. However, that is a technical detail that is of little importance to the big picture. Above, we have been using words such as adjacent and speed, which denote distance or space, but space is not yet defined. These words are only metaphors. Do not take them literally, or you will be thinking anthropomorphically back in habitual 3D concepts, believing that AO takes up space and exists out there somewhere. However, in a different, I'm sorry, believing that AO takes up space and existence out there somewhere, somehow in a different place apart from us, right? So it said, don't think that way, because if you think that way, you always want to think that the creator is aloof from us. He's not just out there in heaven somewhere. He literally, creative force, the creator literally resides on the inside of us. Our spirit, the spirit that we have with us, which is how and why we're able to tap into source of creation. How, when we get to a certain point and we're mature enough, just like parents after raising or rearing their children, training them up after a few years, they become independent and they actually leave the house and they're able to do it on their own. That's how you're able to connect with the source of the creator. Coming back in if you got something. And you don't need any other teacher to teach you anything. But we've gotten so far away from that that we don't even, yeah, you can, babe. Thanks. That we don't even know how to tap back into that. And we go searching for physical teachers all the time. Now, granted, you need them for some things if you're learning a new craft or whatever. But those things, actually connecting to the source or connecting to Yah or God or whatever term you choose to call the great creator, right? A lot of us don't even know how to do that. We've been handicapped a lot of time from birth and on through life, and teachers who are not fully aware of who and what we are, right? And how we operate and how we were created to operate and grow, right? Okay, so if you believe that way, you're in error. Don't think of the creator as being far off from us, right? Like like scriptures say, it is nigh unto us. The kingdom of heaven is nigh unto us, right? The kingdom of heaven resides on the inside of us. The kingdom of heaven is within you, right? That is one thing I fully agree with from the New Testament, in and out, through and through. The kingdom of heaven is within us. Like my son said, he walked in the kitchen today. He said, Mom, my 7-year-old son, Isaiah, walks in the kitchen. I told you about this. He said, Mom, people think, and just out of the blue, I wasn't even talking to him. He wasn't even woke like during the mornings where we were having conversation. My husband, oldest son, he just walks in the kitchen. Right after I got done doing a morning video a couple months back, he said, Mom, people think that heaven is up there and heaven is in here. I said, Boy, what you say? He said, people think that heaven is up there, but it's in here. And he just turned around and walks out the kitchen. Like, and I was just flabbergasted, like just staring at him, watching the back of his head and body just walk away. And I'm like, and I'm sitting here thinking, and for one, I had never put it in those words before. I had never put it in those words before. So now I'm sitting here thinking, was he? No, he do too much moving around to even come sit and listen to me. He ain't listen to my videos. He got nothing to listen to my videos on. Who? I know I haven't even said it in those words. I'm like, and we don't even read the New Testament out loud anymore for him to even hear that. And I was like, who is this child that resides in my home that has come from my loins? Who are you really? And all of my kids, they got some spiritual thing, all of them going on about them. And it's like, who are you really? Like, who has been entrusted to our care, right? So I treat them like many. I don't treat them like children. I show them the same respect I would show to adults. Sometimes y'all hear us arguing and stuff, and I go back and forth with my 5-year-old daughter. Listen here, little girl, but I try to I try to keep myself aware. Like some people just think about their children like, oh, you belong to me, you my child. Granted, they came from your loins, right? This is how they got to this realm. We were just a portal that they came through, right? And we're literally just to be their teachers until they're able to connect back to source, connect back to Yah on their own so that they can literally be led and be taught by the creator directly, right? So I when I relate to my children, I always try to keep that at the forefront of my mind. Like, you don't really belong to me. You've just been entrusted to me, to us, right? And so I just, you know, y'all get what I'm saying. Okay, let's hop back to this. Okay, so the creator is not, or Ayo is not aloof from us, somewhere out there. Ayo, Yah resides on the inside of us all the time. It's always been there, right? Okay. Above, we have been using words such as adjacent and speed, which denotes distance or space, but space is not yet defined. These words are only metaphors. Do not take them literally, or you will be thinking anthropomorphically back in habitual 3D concepts, believing that AO takes up space and exists out there somewhere, somehow, in a different place apart from us. Consider the speed of your thoughts. The space between consecutive or adjacent ideas or the patterns of thought in your skeptically open mind. Think about multiple, simultaneous, or regularly occurring thoughts and about having thoughts simultaneously exist in the foreground and the background of your mind. Great big thoughts and little tiny thoughts are not spatially large or small. We must guard against imposing our extremely limited 3D conceptual patterns as well as our sense of time and causality on AO. The constant evolutionary pressure to maximize profitability by reducing entropy made AL progressively more complex and self aware. Biological organisms went through a similar process. The more awareness and complexity an individual or entity or system creates through evolution, the more potential states and possibilities there are to explore. Learning, growing, and evolving are often accelerating processes. The actualization of a given potential gives birth to a greater potential that gives birth to an even greater potential that because the birth, survival, propagation, death process, which absorbs an enormous amount of our time and energy within physical matter reality, is not part of the consciousness evolution process. The acceleration of the evolutionary process is much greater for a consciousness system than a biological one. Without a body to drag around and care for, AO travels light and moves. Excuse me, y'all. I was drinking a bunch of water. Without a body to drag around and care for, AO travels light and moves fast within a much larger set of possibilities. For example, education and learning is a bodiless process that obviously accelerates. Given a constant level of intelligence, the more someone knows and understands, the more quickly and readily he or she can know and understand additional related material. The rapid increase in the complexity, value, power, and pervasiveness of technology provides another clear example of a bodiless evolutionary process, the expansion of knowledge and technical expertise that clearly demonstrates evolutionary acceleration. And that's where we pause. But that's also where I was talking about how when you get past the learning curve, your learning speeds up and it's like you become like an expert or a genius overnight. Jay Shalom. Okay, so now it's going to a little set aside explaining a little bit further what he just talked about. The rate of technological evolution has been increasing for hundreds, if not thousands of years. As always, each generation believes the pace of technological change must be about to slow down, since almost everything they can imagine has been invented. Ha! The closer to the edge of knowledge, hold on. Those closer to the edge of knowledge know better. Forward vision is always clouded by limited imagination. Our science and technology have barely scratched the surface of the possibilities. We have only now begun to pack on the throttle and get our training wheels off the deck. Uh oh, hey, how do you steer this thing? Oh, geez, it's picking up speed. Hey, there is no way to get off, nothing to steer with, and no brakes. Criminy, now what do I do? What we need to do is obvious. We must learn very quickly how to guide our rapidly accelerating technical know how with some hastily gained and applied wisdom before the opportunity to do so is lost. Trying to halt or suppress innovation, discovery, and the development and application of new knowledge is like trying to permanently stop the flow of a major river. It is not a realistic option. Social and economic forces, religions, governments, unions, corporations, and various social movements have never been successful in slowing technological process for very much or for very long. The bottom line is that high speed, far ranging change guided by immature and inexperienced social dynamics over totally unfamiliar territory depends for the most part, upon good luck to avoid disaster. Depending upon good luck to avoid a multiplicity of disasters that each have the potential to be catastrophic is not a clever plan. The only way out of this predicament is to quickly develop clear, long term vision and execute good planning based upon high quality judgment, wisdom, before the speed increases too much, system goes irretrievably unstable, or luck runs out. Splat. Troglodytes, Luddites, religions, homicidal wackos, and governments have all tried from time to time to dramatically slow the pace of innovation and technology. All have failed, are failing, and will continue to fail because that is the wrong approach. Combating combating unwise applications of knowledge and technology by extolling the virtues of selective self-imposed ignorance is a losing strategy that will never work. Typically, this strategy is not even effective as a delaying tactic. From the smashing of labor saving machinery in the 17th century to the outlawing of stem cell and cloning research in the 21st century, all attempts to control the application of knowledge will necessarily fail. Attacking a specific result, particularly research and products that cannot be practically controlled, will never defeat the fundamental process. Cut off one head and two more will pop up in its place. Focusing energy on a failed strategy simply makes the situation worse. Attention is directed away from the real problem while the available time for implementing an effective solution is squandered. A head in the sand always leaves the unprotected butt waving in the air. Great potential. I don't know. That might kind of be part of our title today. Great potential is a double edged sword. We are all passengers in this local reality rocket where the technological manipulation of our internal and external environments may soon produce more dramatically accelerating change. We must depend upon the quality of our political, ethical, economic, technical, and philosophic institutions to grasp the opportunities and deliver the advantages while avoiding the pitfalls. Before you begin lamenting the incompetence of your public institutions, you should understand that quality, understanding, and wisdom are individual attributes. Let me read that again. Before you begin lamenting the incompetence of your public institutions, you should understand that quality, understanding, and wisdom are individual attributes. The quality of the individuals within a society defines the quality of that society's institutions, right? We got a corrupt government, and mean we got corrupt people in seats that shouldn't be there. Governments are only corrupted by people. That tells us a lot about everybody else's government, everybody's government, including the one we currently reside under. There is no one to whom you can pass the buck. Collectively, the citizens of planet Earth more or less get what we deserve. The average social, economic, educational, or government institution reflects the quality of the average individual that produces and populates it. You individually are either an integral or active part of the solution, or you are a part of the problem. There are no innocent bystanders. The onus is on everyone to substantially raise the quality of their personal consciousness. And it's always been my thing, even since oh, you saying little prayers and stuff. Okay. Um, even in the last shucks, I ain't gonna say just the last few years, maybe like the last I can't necessarily say decade, at least the last 5 years, I've definitely been of the mindset that if our government changes, we can't just sit back here and pray that y'all change it, right? It's the people who praying that probably should be preparing themselves. If they're more righteous than those who are currently holding the seats and they can't be bribed, right? Then they should be the ones preparing for these offices to uproot some of these people, these long term these long term seat holders, right? Seat warmers. Ain't nobody fighting against them, going up against them to take their seat, right? We see kind of the main ones with the elections every 2 to 4 years or whatever, right? I looked here in my local city government, right? Like the mayor, the different seats. I looked into all of them, right? And it was one particular uh which was it? It was the House of Representatives? think it was the House of Representatives. I forget because it's been a couple years since I looked at it. But I was so hot about this that he has a seat that you hold for 2 years, right? In a local city or a state, right? You should have people constantly turning. I saw your comment, Mom. You should constantly have people turning these seats, getting new blood in the seats, right? But you don't. There should, although you have government being taught in public school, they ain't really they're not teaching you how I think they should be teaching you. Right. If you're gonna teach government, at least offer the portion of government for those who want to go in government and train them appropriately. Now you may not get that good training from the public school system. They may not have the funds to hire somebody that can teach you about ethics and government, and how when you get in there is this clique of governmental workers and politicians and lobbyists behind the scene waiting to bribe the new blood they get in there to get a little bit of dirt on you. You got to teach them how to survive the sharks. So we call them the sharks, right? Those ones who muddy the waters, right? They make it impossible for anybody. And when something happens, and say you come in and you need to be aware of their tactics when you first get in. They try and put you on the hook when you first get into office. When I say y'all, I looked into this. And I told my husband, I was like, I'm gonna run for office. And, and then I was thinking about all these small kids. I was like, timing is probably bad about this. I said, I probably can't. But when I say I was looking into it, I was looking into it. I went back and pulled up the Constitution, like all these different things, going through like the government stuff. And here in Virginia, I was like, I can do a better job than this governor. I was like, I'm gonna run for governor. I'm like, you think people will vote for me? I was like, I got many years that I got to train. And just looking at the way they campaign and different things, the way I think campaigns should be done. You know how when people running for office, they got these smear campaigns. It's like I'm trying to get the upper hand on you. I don't think it should be run like that, right? Because if you're doing this just in a running campaign, ain't no telling what you're gonna do when you get in office. You're being deceitful from the very jump, right? And then you got your campaign trail and people who is doing things that are crazy that shouldn't be happening, and you allow it to happen, or you keep your mouth shut and you don't say anything just for the sake of winning the seat. I mean, where's your ethics? Where have you, like my mama said, have you no clues about yourself? That's why our governments and all the crazy stuff going on, because we let charlatans get into office, and we the ones that put them there. You either vote for the charlatans or you don't vote at all, right? We ain't gonna get into the whole. Can I ain't getting into the whole voting thing. If you should vote, and I'm a Christian or this, and if we don't vote, our government is unseen and in heaven, but your flesh is living here, and your flesh gonna have to obey these rules in this government here that we see that we're a part of, right? I mean, I get the whole spiritual thing. Let's use some common sense where we have to live, right? But I think government should be taught in a way that prepares those who actually have the interest in possibly one day running for one of these offices. They should probably start that probably in middle school and prepare you, and don't just give them all the good stuff, but give them the bad stuff. And talk about things that trip people up. Look at all these scandals and stuff. How did they get caught into this? Right? All of these things. You need to dissect everything so you can be aware of it, so you can see it. Uncover the enemy so you can go through without being caught up as soon as you get into the office. Because they're gonna bribe you without bribing you. They're gonna try it. I learned about it from somebody that's kind of in government. I kind of get some inside information sometimes from different people that I'm connected to, right? Well, they get you when you first get it, for you get in there good, right? And they get dirt on you, right? So if you decide you want to go against something that they got planned later on down the road, you can't say a thing. Oh, don't you dare. No, you better not say a word. Oh, you remember? Oh, I didn't even, oh, but you did. And we got you recorded. You freely agreed. So we got video, we got your signature, we got the money, like all of this stuff, right? And people, they're silenced before they even get in there good, right? They seal their fate before they even start their first day, literally, or they in there for a good month, and then they're taking out the game. Like we got to uncover these strategies and get people in there full of wisdom, right? People who cannot be bribed. Like if you got problems taking care of your bills and stuff, don't even think about running for office, right? Because you got a purchase price on your head already, right? If you haven't been dealing with big sums of money and been around big sums of money, don't you try and run for office. you're gonna have a price on your head. And somebody just need to get the right figure to get you. Everybody, I ain't gonna say everybody, most people, and the people that normally have that purchase price is the uh different people, different backgrounds and everything. But if you got money issues, you definitely should not be in office, right? Any kind of money you ain't got that worked out, right? You got character issues, all that need to be flushed and worked out before you take an office, right? That way we can have a solid government, right? People that can't be bribed, people that can stand up and speak the truth and not worried about being shut down, right? Because it's a lot of people in there. Let me tell you something. All you need is the right person in the right seat in there, because there's a lot of people in there that want to speak the truth, but they can't say a word because of the person who is in charge. You got a wicked ruler, the righteous are quiet, right? Because what you gonna do? They're gonna take your job from you, right? And especially if you need your job, and if you don't, you're gonna stand up regardless. They're gonna put you out anyway, right? But you get a righteous person ruling, all the righteous people gonna stand up, right? And that's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, right? So we're the reason our government is the way it is. We really are. We ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves. Because we got our heads in the sand and our butts in the air, and it stinks up here. Literally, it stinks. Okay, hold on. Where'd I stop at, y'all? I didn't even hold my spot this time. Okay, passing the buck. Oh, that's what was at. Yeah. Okay. Listen. Okay, before you begin lamenting the incompetence of your public institutions, you should understand that quality, understanding, and wisdom are individual attributes. The quality of the individuals within a society defines the quality of that society's institutions. There is no one to whom you can pass the buck. Collectively, the citizens of planet Earth more or less get what we deserve. The average social, economic, educational, or government institution reflects the quality of the average individual that produces and populates it. You individually are either an integral and active part of the solution, or you are a part of the problem. There are no innocent bystanders. The onus is on everyone to substantially raise the quality of their personal consciousness. Compelling a solution by the application of external force is usually counterproductive and never a good long term solution. The point is that the evolution of consciousness, as all big system evolution, is an accelerating natural process. To make that concept and some of its attendant issues more intuitively understandable, I have simply pointed to the evolution of technology as a well known example. And that's the end of that aside. And that is the end of our reading for today. We're going to pause right here because we are at an hour and 7 minutes. Beautiful people. Write my page number down. All right, so we'll I thought we was gonna finish this today, so I started on my little side stories. But we'll probably finish it tomorrow. I'm gonna start say possibly we will possibly finish this today. That way I give myself a little bit of space to add in some of my stories I want to add in. All right, beautiful people. That's it for today. It is Wednesday, March the 16th, 2022, day 57 of year 4, reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count, day 1075. We read a little bit more in the complete Annunaki Bible in tablet M 1.9. I'm sorry. Yeah. Tablet M point 1 through 9 and tablet 5 through 6. Tablet 6. And that was starting on page 217 all the way to page 234. And then we read a little bit more of chapter 29 in My Big Toe, pages 243 to 244. We got a page and a half. Let's say 2 pages, but it spans over 2 pages. All right, y'all. So that is it. Remember, the next book coming up after we finish reading My Big Toe, we're gonna take a little detour from the 3-book trilogy, right? Because getting into section 2 is book 2 and section. No, I'm sorry. Each book has 3 sections. So this one is section 1 through 3, then 4, 5, and 6, then 7, 8. Did I say that right? I'm sorry. No, I said that wrong. I'm thinking about something else. Each book has two sections. The Awakenings, book one, is section one and section two. Discovery, which is the second book in this trilogy, is section three and section four. And then Inner Workings, which is the third book in this trilogy, is section five and section six. But we'll take a pause because I think we need just a little bit more time to pass before we get into the deeper understanding. It's really good though. We're gonna read it. I'm just not sure when we're gonna pick it back up. If we're gonna pick it back up after we get done with this, or if I need to add one more thing in here. I'm thinking I need to add one more book in before we pick my big toe back. I'm almost certain of it, right? And it's either the it's called the, because it'll be a good segue into it, because it just, when we read this, it's like, then it gives you like this third point of view. It's the same point of view from all of them, but I think it's a little bit more detailed. But I think it'd be good. And by hearing it a third time and seeing it from all the different vantage points, I think it'll really, really sink in. Yeah, I think it really will. So that one, and I'm not sure how available that one is. That one is called The Nine Eyes of Light. That's what it's called. I'll post a link. I think I paid The Nine Eyes of Light. I know that one was kind of scarce too, or scarce. How you say it? Scarce, scarce. Um, but the stock was limited when I ordered it. When I heard about it, I was like, oh, I need to look into that. The Nine Eyes of Light. And it goes into a lot of detail, and it really, that one is so good, and how it breaks the body down. It's literally like an education in itself on the spirit, the soul, and the body. And it goes into the words the ka and the ba, and how when they merge, like all of this stuff, it is so good. I'll share the link for it just in case you want to get it. But I'm almost thinking once we get done with this, before we pick up my big toe trilogy back up, we probably need to add that one in, right? So, but yeah, so like I said, I'll share that. Hold on, put Nine Eyes of Light. I'm gonna have to do it shorter because I gotta get out of here. That way you guys can look into it. I ain't saying you gotta get it. You don't have to. And I don't think that one's on Audible. At least I haven't found it because I've actually been reading it, And it's a thick book. It's a thick book, but it's chock full of information. Like, it really should be a school. There really should be a school that has all of this stuff like it used to be, right? Like the old ancient schools. And like, granted, you go to school now, you learn reading, writing, and arithmetic and stuff. And some stuff is just like, sometimes with some of the good skills and stuff and training, it's some stuff that I think that could be better. It could be adjusted. That's my perspective on public schools. If I was in charge of the schooling systems or had any kind of major input, I'm like, let's adjust history. Let's adjust government. Like, what y'all got, scrap it all together. Matter of fact, scrap the way you teach math too. There's a better way to teach math. We'll go back to the ancient ways of teaching math, right? To where that we become like now that I'm learning some of this stuff, I was like, oh, I really wish I was taught math the way the ancients were taught it, right? Because they were able to calculate like you how they learned. You would have like a college education by the time you got to seven in math. Like some things that 7-year-olds could do back then, and even some now where they've tested it. I think I talked about it before. It's an older video. I can't even find it. I thought I had it in my saved videos where they use some of these principles and taught 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, put them on stage in the front of students at Yale, right? A whiteboard. And they purposely did problems to see if the kids would catch it, and they caught that ain't how you do that problem. That's wrong. They was doing equation long form problems. He said, oh, it's wrong. They said yes. And like all of them, look, they had a here's what they did. They wanted to show the world. I'm gonna look for this video again, y'all. I had it saved, but I think they completely removed it, and it's one of the ones that I didn't download to my computer. But they wanted to prove that nobody, no race is incompetent. It's all about the teachers and the environment you put them in. So what they did, and they just happened, this is what they did. They just chose to take black kids, young black kids, who they label at risk, right? Because if you learn about some communities or ghettos or whatever, they say these are the children who are most at risk and they get poor quality education, and there's like, oh, they're possibly inferior. And this was a Caucasian gentleman who was telling me, he said they are not inferior at all. He said, and I'm a prove to you it's the environment and their teachers, right? He said, but these children are geniuses, and they went through and they specifically chose the children who are the most at risk, had the most horriblest, if that's what, the most horriblest grades. It was like they picked the worst, the best of the worst, or the worst. You get what I'm saying? The worst of the best, the most worst cases, so to speak. They grabbed them and they put them over here and they began to teach them. Like even from a younger age, they had 4-year olds. That wasn't like a 3-year old. There was 4-year olds, 5-year olds, 6-year olds, and then they had another group a little bit older, and they taught them the same way, and how to just different things about math, and they picked up on it really really quick. It really depends on your teachers, right, and your environment. And so they put these kids, these at risk black kids, on stage at Yale, right in front of some of the, in the you had the Yale students, and you had different people, big wigs, who were sitting in watching this. And so they talked to him, and he said, okay, we're going to do some math and we're going to go through. And it started with a couple little small problems, right? Everybody know these kids know what 1 + 1 is. So they kind of built it up a little bit. He said, okay, so what if I do this and I add this to the equation? None of the kids flinched. None of the kids were like, none of them zoned out, And so they got to I was like, this is crazy. They're not going to be able to answer. And I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, oh, get out of here. And I'm looking for stuff. I'm like, yo, no, these kids know this. And he said, I want to prove to you that they know this. And that's what he said. That's when he started doing wrong problems, right? Because you got the educated minds out here that's been trained in this, and they can do it, but they were baffled. You should have heard the audience while the kids was up here correcting his wrong equation on the board. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? I was like, I am not qualified to teach my own children. I was like, I don't even know what they just wrote. First of all, I couldn't tell you that the problem was wrong because I don't know how to do the problem myself. But these babies up here correcting this equation, it freaking blew my mind, right? So I'm like, Pam, we need to step your game up. First of all, you need to start. Look, who used this program? I'm like, I'm sending my kids through this program. I need to sit here with my laptop and create me an account. Okay, start at kindergarten, please. And I need to go through all of these things myself over again. I'm like, oh, this is crazy, right? So it really does. We are absolutely created amazing. And it doesn't matter what race we are, what color, right? It just, and I forgot how I even started on this. But anyway, that's my side note. But I'm just saying, if we could get past some of the things, a lot of the things that trip us up, we would grow expedition. I'm trying to use big words. We would grow amazingly fast. That's what I get for trying to use big words. I mean, I can use big words, but some of them I forget how to pronounce. All right, y'all, that's enough. I'm being silly now. I gotta get out of here. I love y'all. I see y'all back here tomorrow. Father, thank you for helping us today, leading us and guiding us into all truth. All right, beautiful people. May the work of your hands be blessed this day, and may y'all provide you with all you have need of. You and everything you love, everyone you love, everything you touch. May your homes be blessed. May your children be blessed. May your entire family be blessed. Your businesses, your job, your whole, everything about you, everything that concerns you, Yah is concerned with, and may He bless it. All right, y'all. I love y'all. I see y'all back here tomorrow morning. 7/5. Sorry. Nope. Hold on. I didn't mark this time. Hold on. We ain't gonna be here tomorrow, y'all. Tomorrow we observe the Sabbath. We are Sabbatani, right? Sabbatani. Those who observe the Sabbath. You're welcome. All right, y'all. So I see y'all back here Friday morning, 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. You're welcome. You're welcome.